Top 5 Research Topics on the Story of an Hour. Marriage and Identity in the Story of an Hour, a Psychological Perspective. Through the story of an hour, Kate Chopin presents the psychological turmoil of a woman torn between love and liberation. This research analyzes Louise Mallard's internal conflict from a psychological standpoint, focusing on identity, repression, and emotional release. By applying theories of selfhood and autonomy, the paper explores how the protagonist's brief encounter with freedom exposes the emotional cost of conformity within patriarchal marriage structures. Death as Liberation in the Story of an Hour, Reinterpreting the Ending. The ending of the story of an hour has sparked diverse interpretations among scholars. This research examines death not as tragedy but as the ultimate symbol of liberation. Through close textual analysis, the paper argues that Louise Mallard's death represents a paradoxical freedom, an escape from patriarchal domination and emotional confinement. The study situates this reading within broader feminist and existential frameworks that redefine the meaning of selfhood and freedom. The role of patriarchy in the story of an hour, a socio-cultural analysis. This research examines the story of an hour as a reflection of patriarchal values embedded in 19th-century American society. It investigates how marriage, gender expectations, and social norms dictate women's emotional and moral lives. By using feminist literary theory, the study explores how Louise Mallard's brief moment of self-recognition exposes the silent oppression of women and highlights Chopin's subtle rebellion against cultural and domestic conformity. The Story of an Hour and the Illusion of Happiness, a critical reflection on social norms. In The Story of an Hour, Chopin questions the authenticity of happiness shaped by social convention. This research explores how the protagonist's joy upon hearing of her husband's death exposes the falsity of societal ideals surrounding marriage and love. By dissecting the contrast between social expectation and personal truth, the paper reveals how Chopin critiques the illusions that sustain conformity, showing that freedom often begins with the collapse of illusion. The Language of Emotion in the Story of an Hour, a Stylistic Analysis. This paper examines the stylistic choices Chopin employs to convey Louise Mallard's emotional evolution in the story of an hour. Through diction, tone, and imagery, Chopin captures the shift from grief to liberation and finally to death. The research highlights how subtle linguistic patterns create an emotional rhythm that mirrors the protagonist's internal conflict, offering insight into how language can articulate suppressed feelings and complex psychological states. Find more research topics on studycorgi.com.